In this video, we're going to talk about variables. So variables are very important in programming. We use them all the time. They look a lot like variables in math, right? So you're used to x equals 5 in math. So you might want to type something like that, x equals 5. In your Java program, you see I cannot do that. It gives me a little red line. It says x cannot be resolved to a variable. And it tells me can I create a local variable. I click on that and it's fixed. How was it fixed? Well, it added this word int just before the letter x, and what that is, that's telling the Java program that the variable x is of type integer. That means that I can only put integer numbers in the variable x. So when you see this statement right here is saying put the number 5 in x, and then I'm going to print out x like that. So let's run that program. I click there and it runs it and prints out the number 5. If I go back and change that to a 9, I run the program again. It says print out the number 9. So you see how this works. I put a number in the variable and it prints it out. Okay, I can have more than one variable, right? So I can have variable y is 13. And then I'm printing x, and let's print out y right after that. Sorry, system.out.print y semicolon, and run it, and it prints out 9 and 13. I can say put this y here and print out y, and then x, and now what is it going to print out? Well, 13 and 9. Very good. What if I said x plus y? What is it going to print out then? Let's run it. 22 and 9, right? So it adds the value of the variable x plus y and prints that out. I could also, put a number there. Run that. There you go. So it's 22, 13 plus 9 plus 8. It prints out the result of that, which is 30. And then I print out x. X is still, you see in the next line, x is still 9, right? Because I printed it out. But that doesn't have to always be the case, right? I can change it. So I can go over here and say, oh, x is now 55. And when I run this, what do you think is going to happen? Let's see. So it's going to print out 9 because x is 9. Then x gets 55, and then it prints out x, which is now 55. You see, this is very important. The order matters, right? So we're doing 1. We're putting 9 inside x. Then we're printing that x. Then we're putting 55 in x. Then we're printing x again. So now x is 55. This is very important. These are going to change a lot. All the while, y was 13, but we never used it. So we can also use it multiple times. So if I wanted to print x a bunch of times, I can just do that. Run that. And it's going to print 55 a bunch of times. So it doesn't get used up. Now, what about the variable name x? So you can pick whatever variable name you want. I picked x, but I could pick, the name Bobby. That works, right? Now there is an error because you see I'm trying to print out variable x, and x doesn't exist anymore. Right? I never declared a variable x. I only have Bobby and y. So I can never print that out. I cannot print out x because it doesn't exist. So I would have to either change all these x's to Bobby or declare the variable x. I'm going to change all these. and now the program works. The other thing I forgot to mention is right here in this line, you see I'm putting the number 55 into Bobby. In the first, this line here, I'm putting the number 9 into Bobby, and I also have this int. So why is the int word here and not here? That is because here I am declaring the variable Bobby, right? So I'm saying Bobby is a new variable that is of type integer, and I get the number 9. I could split it up, that one line, into these two lines. So I can say Bobby is going to be an integer, and then another line, Bobby gets 9. And this is perfectly fine. This also works the same way. But it requires a little more typing, right? So we generally don't do that. Instead of doing that, we just do it like here. We say y is an integer. Oh, and by the way, it has the number 13 in it. So you're going to see that a lot. Now, the variable names themselves, y can be a variable. Variable names have to be, words, English words. Right? Hello. But you can also use numbers, right? So you can say hello 445. That's a variable name. Hello 1. That is a viable variable name. You generally want to start your variable names with a lowercase letter. You cannot start a variable name with an integer, with a number like that. 3, say 3 times. That is not a good variable name, and it tells you like right there because it starts with the number 3. So you have to start your variable names with a letter. We prefer lowercase, but you could start it with an uppercase. And of course, you cannot have dashes in them. You can have an underscore like that. But the preferred method for variable names is like so. So if you have the number of limes you have today, you can write limes today. If you need 2 words, you just start the second word with a capital letter, like that. And of course, no spaces. You cannot put a space there. That's a problem. So a variable name cannot have any spaces or really any weird characters, only the underlying character. And it has to start with a letter.